welcome back and welcome to a slightly different video. I have a special guest today with me. This is my mum, this is Linda.
Hello.
And we listened to an audiobook together recently, so we wanted to talk about this audiobook together. And the reason we decided to make this video is because we both came to this book from really quite different angles. The book is Wilde Like Me by Louise Pentland. Because we listened to it on audiobook, we don't have a copy of it here. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. And I have been watching Louise's videos for a while now, and Mum had never heard of her aside from writing this book and me saying, let's read this book.
Yeah.
So this is why we thought it would be interesting to talk about the book together, because we both come to it from completely different perspectives, and I think probably the people who've read the book have come from one of those two camps as well. So it might give you a good idea of whether you will enjoy the book if you don't know Louise's videos, or whether you will enjoy the book if you do know Louise's videos. So let me read you the summary first of all, so you know what it's about. So, single mum Robin Wilde adores her 6-year-old daughter, and she loves her job as a makeup artist assistant. She has a wonderful best friend and an auntie who is bonkers. Yes, but loves her to the moon and back. But Robin has a secret. Behind the mask she carefully applies every day, things just feel grey and lonely. She struggles to fit in with the school mum crew. Online dating is totally despair-inducing, and she worries every day about raising her little girl with self-confidence, courage and joy. What Robin longs for is someone, over the age of 6, to share with, someone who's always on her team. After 4 years, 2 months and 15 days of single mumdom, it's time for Robin Wilde to change her life. Exciting new opportunities are about to come Robin's way. Perhaps a man, perhaps the chance of a lifetime. What will Robin do with the possibilities she creates for herself? And what potential will she unlock if she takes the leap? So you can see why we were sort of intrigued by the premise of this book and why we wanted to read it. So we thought we'd talk a little bit, as I do in all my reviews, about the storyline, the characters, and our sort of general feelings about the book. So what did you think of the storyline first of all?
Well, I thought it was a good story. I thought it grabbed your attention. And it had some really funny parts.
There were parts where we were driving along in the car and really laughing together.
That's right, yes. I loved the parts with the school mums that mentioned in the summary there.
Yeah.
I think perhaps some of us would be able to actually identify with that.
Yeah.
The keeping up with the school mums bit. As I say, it grabbed your attention. We found ourselves sort of getting out of the car and saying, oh, can't wait to get back and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Discussing it while we were having our coffee.
Yeah, we made some predictions along the way. Or I think this is going to happen, and I think this person's going to turn out to be like this or like that. Again, not giving away any spoilers. But yeah, it was definitely engaging in that sense and caused us to have this discussion, and definitely funny. One of the things that kind of jumped out for me was definitely how honest it was. You know, it didn't paint a picture of, yes, you have to be this yummy mummy who has everything perfect, never shouts at their child, always gets them to school on time, and, you know, because she's this sort of trying to be perceived as this perfect mum, you know, you might think that everything's going to be fine, the routine's all going to go right every single day, and the little girl's going to eat her dinner all the time. And I like the fact that it was honest about the fact that, again, back to the posh school mums, she did feel a little bit inadequate next to them. And, you know, it talks a little bit about the sort of emptiness in the blurb there, and she does talk about that quite in depth, and the way it can sometimes creep up on her, or the way, despite Lila being a loving little girl, or despite getting her to school on time, she still does have that empty feeling sometimes. And I think that's sort of where me, having watched Louise's videos, I can see where she's kind of come from to put that into her book. You know, she was a single mum, and you know, maybe didn't always feel like she was the poshest one on the playground, and I think that really comes across. She's obviously put her knowledge of that into her book, and I can see where she's come from with that. And obviously if you do watch Louise's videos, you get to see her interacting with her little girl, and you know, sometimes Louise getting frustrated that she hasn't eaten her dinner, or sometimes that she's had to tell her 27 times to put her shoes on and get ready for school. Which is where, yeah, I think it is a little bit different for me, having seen the videos, knowing what Louise's parenting style is and looking at Robin's parenting style and the way it kind of links in there.
Yeah. I think, as I say, many mums out there can identify with this, and I think therefore they would enjoy reading this, because it's not like one of these books where it's like, oh, really out of our realm, in a faraway country, and everything's beautiful and joyous and everything is working out right all the time. We, as a mum myself, you know that, you know, things just don't happen like that. That, as you say, shoes just don't get put on instantly. Shoes get even lost, and you go to school feeling like, oh my goodness, I don't really want anyone to see me dressed like this, that kind of thing. So yes, I found it very believable. And although I did worry for our Robin at times, because I felt, oh, is she going to be okay? You know, there were times when I thought, oh, is there a man that she shouldn't be seeing? That kind of thing, you know. As you say, no spoilers.
Yeah, and we've kind of, you know, gone into talking about the characters there. And I think that, you know, Louise has written a very believable main character, and somebody that we've both rooted for. You know, if we're worried about whether she's going to be okay, or we're worried about whether she's going to get Lila's Easter bonnet done on time, then she's obviously created this character that we, you know, can relate to and are rooting for, which is she's done well. And yes, obviously we have possible love interests in the book as well. It comes from this online dating, and one man in particular who we kind of loved to hate a little bit.
We did. We were suspicious of him.
Yes, we were very suspicious of him. We were very very definite in our shared opinion of him.
We were, yes. We were thinking, what's going on here? What's he doing? Is he just as, you know, straight up front as he says, or what's going on? So yes, as I say, a bit worried for her at times. Yes,
but you know, there are other men out there who, you know, we maybe saw would be better for her.
We did. Yes.
But you'll have to read the book and find out how all that pans out. Just touching on what you said about the kind of the setting being relatable as well. You said it's not something that's kind of off in this perfect universe. I like the fact that this book wasn't set in London. I like the fact that she lives just outside Cambridge, doesn't she?
She does.
And you get so many of these books where it's these, she calls them posh school mums, or, you know, we talk about yummy mummies, or, you know, kind of playground mafia. And so often these are in either tiny little twee villages or London. You know, there's these like Notting Hill mummies. And I like the fact that this book wasn't set in London.
Very refreshing, I would say. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think you read a lot of books and they do tend to be set in the same areas, London, as you say, or another area of England, which is very, very popular. And it's just nice to have somewhere different.
Yeah.
And somewhere, again, real. You know, adds, I think, to the integrity of the whole story.
Yeah, definitely. And she does, you know, she does have to travel to London, so we do get to see a little bit of London. And very excitingly, there's the possibility for her to travel to New York, and all that entails. So that's another sort of possible setting as well. Again, whether she decides to go to New York or not, we'll leave for you to find out. Don't want to give any spoilers.
Not at all.
But it's nice to have that kind of suggestion and not automatically be set there. So it's much more relatable rather than aspirational for me as a reader, I think. Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
So having come to this book completely blind to who the author is, would you recommend it?
I definitely would. I think it's, as I say, refreshing in that it really is like real life. And I think it would perhaps give encouragement to some mums who might be thinking, oh, am I doing all this right? Because we all go through that. And I think it's just a very, very engaging story. So I haven't seen, as you say, I haven't seen any of Louise's videos, so I had no idea what she was like, but I think she sounds a very nice person, to be honest.
And then coming from someone who has seen her videos, I mean, I think I would say I prefer the vlog channel videos rather than the main channel videos, which is an interesting one because they get, I think, less views. But having seen what her kind of day-to-day life is, I think if you are a fan and you kind of do watch her vlog channel videos and you have watched sort of her interactions with Darcy in particular, I think you will see a lot of her and a lot of her personality coming through in the book. In particular, one example is that Robin Wilde often uses the phrase "shit me." And if you've watched any of Louise's videos, you will have seen her use that phrase an awful lot. So every time Robin said that, I just saw shades of Louise coming in there. So yeah, I think whether you've watched her videos or you haven't watched her videos, we would definitely recommend the book. You'll definitely get a laugh out of it. Yeah. And as you say, it's very engaging and very relatable.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for coming and discussing with me.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it's exciting. I think we should do some more of these.
I think we should.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know in comments below if you enjoyed watching a little bit of back and forth. It's always good having another opinion and not just mine on here.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And let us know in comments what you thought. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you click that button so that you don't miss my next video. It could be another collaboration here.
Could be.
Could be. I will see you in my next video. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.
Bye.